in this series of sessions in which we discuss quant section of IIFT in every one of them. So today again we have with 2017 paper, and again as we have done in the previous sessions as well, that we will be discussing which questions are to be done, which are not to be done, how to clear the cutoff, how much was the cutoff, everything, every idea would be there to us. So I mean the purpose is to show you that how you can actually clear the cutoffs as well as score good in IIFT paper even without looking at those difficult questions. Generally we feel that okay, there are questions on probability, there are questions on P&C, I don't know that much, I don't know algebra much, so how would I clear it? So we always take up these and we see that which all questions are doable, mutually decided, and then we just see that okay, how many questions should have been done in this. Okay. So there is a question from Devan. So the type questions you have been discussing from previous year paper. So I wanted to ask that these types remain same for every year. Yes, Devan, because I'm discussing previous year papers only. So you can see that almost the flavor remains the same throughout. Difficulty level is almost the same. It might vary slightly above or below. Plus, you will see the questions are generally with the same flavor. They would be slightly lengthy. The questions on arithmetic would be a bit on the higher side, and those are generally easy as well. You will see questions are there sometimes on higher mathematics as well. I mean nowadays they are not there. From the last 2-3 years they are not asking it, but previously they have asked questions on higher mathematics as well. Okay, so almost the flavor would always remain the same. Let's start, guys. So first of all, if you like these sessions, I request always to like the session, to comment on it, and please share it with all your friends who are appearing for IIFT, and subscribe to the channel because we bring a lot many things at Gradeup. So we'll be bringing the analysis of IIFT paper as well. The admit card is not yet out, which is quite surprising, but we are also waiting for it. Let's see when would it be out. So here is the first question. Okay. So that has already been discussed, Ashish. 2020 paper we have already discussed. So today we are discussing 2017. Okay, so the question started from question number 75 in this paper. So therefore, say you can see 75 written on the top. So let's start it. It says Swan, SME enterprise borrowed a sum of money from a nationalized bank at 10% simple interest per annum, and the same amount at 8% simple interest per annum from a microfinance firm for the same period. It cleared the first loan 6 months before the scheduled date of repayment and repaid the second loan just at the end of the scheduled period. If in each case it had to pay rupees 62100 as amount, then how much money and for what time period did it borrow? Should we do this question? That is completely up to you whether you want to do it or not, because it's a question of simple interest. So if you ask me, I am going to try this. Had it been a compound interest in somewhere in the middle, I would have left this question, but simple interest is something that makes the questions easy. So one is giving you 10% interest, one is giving you 8% interest, but he says that the first loan was cleared 6 months before the scheduled date, right, and of repayment, and repaid the second loan just at the end. So if the time period was, let us say, T years, right, in the first case actually you paid 10% for every year, right, but it was repaid just 6 months before. So basically T minus half a year, 10% of this was paid as an interest, whereas in the other case 8 times of T was paid as an interest, 8% of T, basically 8% into T. If in each case it had to pay rupees 62100 as amount, then how much money and for what time period did it borrow? So can I say, because he says that borrowed a sum of money from a nationalized bank at this and the same amount, the amount was the same, so the interest should also be same in this case, because he says finally the same amount has been paid. So from this I get to know that 10t minus 5 is equal to 8t, so 2t is equal to 5, so t is equal to 2.5. So first of all I get to know that the time period should have been 2.5 years. Option A and option B are not my answers, right? Plus in these 2.5 years at 8% interest, how much interest would it be there? 20%. So this amount plus 20% makes it 62100. If I add 20% in this, it will be more than 65,000, sorry. So this also cannot be the answer. So I can straight away say C is my answer. Again, I feel this question is doable during the exam. Do you agree with me? Any question here? Devan says, thank you so much. I had almost lost all the herbs, but you said, okay, that's great, Devansh. Thank you very much. So this was an easy question again, a particular IIFT type of question where the questions are lengthy, but actually when you start doing them, you find the question is not that difficult. It is just the statements are too long. Okay. So Ashish says last part. Ashish, in the last part, what we have done, once we got to know that time is 2.5 years, right? You are getting 8% interest. So 2.5 into 8% is 20%. So we got 20% interest. And adding that 20% interest, my amount became 62100. So what was the principle? So I'm saying ki 62100 divided by 1.2 you can do. That will also give you 51750. Or out of the two options remaining, C or D may say, it is clear that D cannot be the answer because 55,000 something may, if I add 20%, it will be 65,000 something. But I need only 62,000. So therefore I'm saying option C should have been the answer. That way I'm saying it. Okay, Jay, I would be slightly slow in the next question. Can I move forward now? Is that clear? Devansh, Ashish, I hope you have understood now the last part as well. Actually, the point is I try to do all the questions of one section in this concise session of 40-45 minutes. So I get a bit fast. I mean, that's the requirement of the time. Because otherwise we won't be able to look at all the questions. I won't be able to give you an idea about the complete section, that which all questions should have been done, which all should not have been done. So that is more important. Therefore, I go a bit fast here. Let's go to the next one. 26. A rectangular plank that is root 2 meter wide is placed symmetrically along the diagonal of a square of a side 10 meters as shown in the figure. Area of the plank. So this is the plank that you are seeing here, right? This is the plank. Width of the plank is already given to you as root 10. So this length is root 10. Now without proving it, can I say this will be symmetrical? So basically this side and this side will be equal. The same will happen with this side and this side. They are going to be equal if you symmetrically place it, right? So when two of the sides of a right angle triangle are equal, I mean this thing should be on your tips. Suppose this side is x. So this would be x by root 2, this would be x by root 2. So because it is given as root 10, so this would be root 2 by root 10 by root 2, that is root 5. This would also be root 5. And the side of the square is 10. So ultimately, can I say this side, that is from this point to this point, will be nothing but 10 minus root 5. Similarly, this length would be 10 minus root 5, and hence this length would be how much? 10 minus root 5 ka root 2 times. Question says area of the plank. We have the width of the plank as root 5 and we have it as root 2 times of 10 minus root 5. So this gives me root 10 into 10 minus root 5. Okay. And when you solve it, I think, is there any option like this? So there is no option like this. So are we making any mistake here? Kuch to humne kiya hai. Did I miss anything, guys? Please check once. It was root 10 meters wide is placed symmetrically along the diagonal of a square. 10 आया था ये. This was root 5. So 10 minus root 5. 10 minus root 5. This is root 2 times of 10 minus root 5. This length is, oh sorry, this length was root 10. I'm sorry. This was not root 5. This was root 10. So ultimately this would become root 20. Or rather एक काम करते हैं. Root 10 into root 20 कितना बन जाएगा हमारे पास? That is for 2 root 5. If I multiply this, it is 2 into 10 root 5 minus root 5 into root 5 is 5. 5 भी common आ जाएगा. So 10 into 2 root 5, that is root 20 minus 1. So first option becomes our answer. Yes. So though it is doable, I made a mistake while calculating this. Somehow I wrote root 10, root 5 in place of root 10. That was the mistake. But actually the question was not difficult. A plank is given to us. We have to find out this length. Because width is already given, so length is to be calculated. Accordingly, we get the answer for this. Okay. This too was a doable question. Somehow I made a mistake while doing this. Otherwise, the question was not difficult. The question was actually easy here as well. I hope all of you got it. ठीक है जी. So very quickly we have to move on to the next one now, that is question number 77. Somesh, Tarun and Nikhil can complete a piece of work separately in 45, 60 and 70. They started the work together, but Nikhil left after 5 days of start. Somesh left 2 days before the completion. In how many days the work can be completed? It's a common type of question that we have done many a times. So let's not do this question. It's a simple doable question because it is extremely visible to us what is to be done. It's a basic level question of time and work. So I think we can save our time by not doing this question. We'll do those questions which are difficult to do, right? Otherwise, ये तो तीनों का LCM लेना है. We know that in the first 5 days, all of them worked. Then Nikhil did not work. In the last 2 days, even Somesh did not work. So only Tarun worked. So in the remaining time, how did they work? This gives you the answer. Okay. Or if you want me to do, I'll do that. Okay. Some people are saying do that. So I'm saying take an LCM of all these numbers. So the LCM of all these numbers would be how much? It will be, let's say, 900 units. So this guy can make 20 units in a day. This can make 15 in a day. This person can make 12 in a day, right? He says they started the work together, but Nikhil left after 5 days of work. So basically in the first 5 days of work, how many units they made? All of them were working. So 47 every day were being made. So that means 235 units were made in the first 5 days. In the last 2 days, because Somesh had also left. So can I say only Tarun was working? So Tarun was making 15 in a day. That means 30 in the last time. So 265 are formed here. The remaining, that is 900 minus 265. That will be equal to 635. So those, 665. Those 665 are formed by only Somesh and Tarun, who were making 27 every day. So how many days would they take? So you have to just divide it. You will get an idea from this. Sorry, Somesh and Tarun would be 35. I'm sorry. This is 35. So 665 by 35 plus these 5 plus these 2, you will get the answer. And that will be option A. So again, I would say this was an easy question. Should have been done. There is no point of discussing this question as well. Looks like quite an easy question. Okay. Let's move ahead. Log series based question. When log has a base of e, probably we are not comfortable. So I will leave this question here itself. Fx is 1 upon 1 plus x. Then find the value of this at x is equal to 5. So it's not much. Only 3 times we have to use the function. So if I first calculate f of 5. So can I say f of 5 would be 1 by 1 plus 5. That is 1 by 6. So now if I put 1 by 6, it becomes f of 1 by 6, right? Now what is f of 1 by 6? फिर से यहाँ put कर देता हूँ. 1 by 1 plus 1 by 6, that is equal to 1 by 7 by 6 or 6 by 7. And now it is f of 6 by 7. तो 6 by 7 भी put कर देता हूँ. 1 by 1 plus 6 by 7. So 13 आ जाएगा. कहीं ना कहीं आ रहा है, मैं देख रहा हूँ. So 7 by 13, B option looks the answer. So this is another doable question in that particular year. Extremely easy, right? Very, very easy. So another easy question that we have. Let us move ahead. What does it say? A pharmaceutical company produces 2 chemicals X and Y such that X consists of 5% salt A and 10% salt B. So X says A ka 5% and 10% of salt B. Y consists of 10% of salt A and 6% of salt B. For producing the chemicals X and Y, the company requires at least 7 grams of salt A and at least 7 grams of salt B. If chemical X costs 10.5 per gram, chemical Y costs 7.8 per gram, what is the minimum cost at which the company can meet the requirements by using a combination of both type of chemicals? Again, to me it looks like an easy question because I can take let's say 100 A of this and 100 B grams of this. How much salt A would come? Can I say 5A plus 10B will be the salt, right? Salt A. How much salt B would be there? Can I say it will be 10A plus 6B of salt B? Salt A, he says at least 7 gram hona chahiye. So this should be greater than equal to 7. Similarly, this should be greater than equal to 7 again. 5a plus 6b should be greater than equal to 7. 10a plus 6b should be greater than equal to 7. What is the minimum cost at which the company can meet the requirement by using a combination of both type of chemicals? Though I thought the question would be easy, but now it is looking like a bit difficult to me, honestly speaking. अब मुझे लग रहा है नहीं ये थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, right? Because I need at least 7 grams of salt A, at least 7 grams of salt B. I will have to make a combination of A and B from here such that it becomes at least 7. Moreover, if I see X का cost है 10.5 per gram, Y का cost है 7.8 per gram, I'll try to take Y more than X. This is looking like a lengthy question to me. I'm not going to do this, so let's leave it, guys. See, I'm exactly going the way we go in the exam. I don't see the questions before so that I have an idea, that I see the question first and then I get an idea, okay, whether it is being done or not. And sometimes this happens with us as well, guys. You must have seen this. Ki exam time maybe we do half the question, then we get to know, yaar, this is not doing. So at this stage I am finding it difficult, so I am leaving this question here. I am not going to do this. This is the right approach that you should be adopting during the exams. Leave it. Let's look at this. क्या कह रहा है? Suntex company plans to manufacture a new product line of razor next year and sell it at a price of rupees 12 per unit. The variable cost per unit in each production run is estimated to be 50% of the selling price. Okay, so selling price he has already given as 12 per unit, and he says the variable cost is 50%, that is 6 per unit. And the fixed cost for each production run is estimated to be 50400. So fixed cost is 50400. Based on their estimated cost, how many units of the new product will company Suntex need to manufacture and sell in order for the revenue to be equal to their cost? If revenue is equal to cost, so basically you have to cover this fixed cost. Okay, every time you are getting 6 rupees per unit as the variable cost. Okay, out of 12, 6 is the variable cost. Where is that remaining 6 rupee going? The remaining 6 rupee is going to the fixed cost. So how many units do I need such that I can cover this 50400? On every unit I am saving 6. 6 से divide कर देता हूँ. 6 8s are 48 and 6 4s are 24. 8400, that's our answer. If this is not doable, what is doable? In every unit I am getting 12, out of which 6 is going towards variable cost. The remaining 6 should go towards the fixed cost. I have to cover the fixed cost out of it, right? Fixed cost was 50400. I don't need a profit. The question says your revenue should be equal to your cost. So just 50400 divided by 6, it is going to give you 8400, and that makes the answer. I hope this is clear to all of you. Lakshya, don't be sad. You can always join the Telegram group and put up your queries there. We'll answer that. आगे बढ़ते हैं. In a certain sequence, the term is given by formula for this. And what is the value of x3 if x0 and x1 are there? First of all, there is definitely some mistake. I understand. ये पक्का ही n-1 रहा होगा. So let me just write it correctly. It must have been 5 times of xn-1 minus 3 by 4 times of xn. Either it would be like this or it would be like this. I mean, just by my experience, I am saying that probably this would be there. Okay? But anyways, any which ways, I know that this question is doable. The reason is x0 is given to me, x1 is given to me. Question is just asking about x3. So I'll just have to calculate x2 first, right? And after that, I'll have to calculate x3. So it is definitely not going to be a difficult question. So I am going to attempt it for sure. So probably there is some printing mistake here. Let's just take. So if I put n as 2, x2 would be 5x1 minus 3 by 4 times of x0. So 5 times of x1 is 10 minus 3 by 4 times of 4 is 3. The value comes out to be 7. This actually tells us that this is not correct because 4 से 4 cancel out हो रहा है. And to calculate x3, इनको 3 put करते हैं तो 5 into x2, that is 5 7s are 35 minus 3 by 4 times of what 2? 3 by 4 times of 2 is 3 by 2. So ultimately my answer would be 33.5. 33.5 is A. So this is another doable question for all of us. This is another doable question. Rahul, I'll talk about quant cutoff at the end of this section. Once we complete the section, I'll talk about that. Currently, just look at the way through which we should be attempting these papers. My speed might be slightly above that of yours. So, but I am also explaining these questions. I am also talking a few more things which you would not be doing. So ultimately, you will always see within 40-45 minutes, we are able to attempt 12-13 questions easily in quantitative section. Okay, let's move forward. So this is something that we talk about in every session. On 16th and 16th January, 17th January, we are having this Gradeup conclave, and all these people would be there who are there on your screen. You all know Chetan Bhagat, Sriharsha Majety, who is the CEO of Swiggy, Vikas Lakhani, he's the co-founder of Insta Office, Imon Goswami, Hemant Mudgal. You can see all these people are from good colleges, the IIMs or FMS and all, right? Working as VP in BCG, or they are co-founder of a company. And at the end, our very own Shobhit Bhatnagar is also there from IIM Calcutta, who is the CEO of Gradeup. So all these people would be talking about the roadmap to your dream B school. So basically it will be an interactive session, so in which they will be talking about their journey, about the college, and they would also be taking some of your questions. So all of you guys, please be there in this conclave. Let's move to the next question. A mobile company that sells two models ACN 1 and 2 of mobile reported that revenues from ACN 1 in 16 were down 12% from 15. So in ACN 1, revenues decreased by 12% from 15, and in ACN 2, the revenues were up by 9% from 15. If the total revenues from the sale of both were up by 3%, it is a question of allegation straight away. In one category, it is going down by 12%. In one category, it is going up by 9%. But on an average, it is going up by 3%. So minus 12 plus 9, 3. This gives me the difference as 6:15. So 2:5 would be the ratio of the cost of all these mobiles to the cost of all these mobiles. So what is the ratio of the revenue from ACN 1 to the revenue? So the cost is basically revenue only. So the answer is 2:5. Another doable question if you are good at allegation, I would say. You could have done it easily. अगर आप allegation अच्छे से कर पाएंगे, you would be able to do this question as well. Keshav Singh has a question: how many mocks can suffice for IIFT? Keshav, that ways I can't say that even probably 50 of mocks would not suffice. As many as you can, but yes, in these days I would say that don't do more than one mock in 3 days. And analyze the mocks well. That is more important. Analysis of the mocks. Just writing mocks would never help you. Keep that in mind. Let's move ahead, guys. 54th question. If this is written as an integer, so again something is missing here. So probably we won't be able to do it. Let's forget it. Could have been an easy question, looks like, but let's leave it. The flagpole on the top of a mall building 75 meters high. So on the height of the mall building is 325. So this height is given as 325, on which there is a flagpole of 75 meters height. To an observer at a height of 400 meter, the mall building and the pole subtend equal angle. So let us say there is a person at a height of 400. 400 का मतलब ये है at the exactly here. The mall building and the pole subtend equal angle theta. If the horizontal distance of the observer from the pole is x, this is x. What is the value of x? The mall building and the pole subtend equal angle theta. How can these angles be equal? So a person here is making the same angle. I'm not able to understand this question. I'm leaving it. Let's move forward. Question number 86. Vitrex Brown, an e-commerce company, gives home delivery of its valuable products after receiving final order on their website by different modes of transportation like bike, scooter, tempo and truck. Okay. The probabilities of using bike, scooter, tempo and truck are these. The probability of his delivering the product late to the destination by these mode of transport are these. If the product reaches to destination in time, find the probability that he has used scooter to reach the office. Okay. It has reached in time. If it has reached in time, so either it went by a bike, probability is 2 by 9, and being late by bike is 3 by 5. So reaching on time is 2 by 5. Or he used a scooter 1 by 9. Being late is 2 by 5. Reaching on time is 3 by 5. Or by tempo, which is 4 by 9. Being late is 1 by 5. Being on time is 4 by 5. Or by truck, that is 2 by 9. Being late is 4 by 5. Being on time is 1 by 5. This is the total probability of reaching on time. He says if it has reached on time, that is total probability. Find the probability he used scooter. So scooter wala case kaun sa tha? Second, that is 1 by 9 into 3 by 5. This becomes our answer. So numerator is 3 by 45 and denominator is 4 by 45 plus 3 by 45 plus 16 by 45 plus 2 by 45. So 45 and 45 will cancel. 16, 23 plus 2, 25. 3 plus 25 becomes the answer. It's a doable question. You might be thinking where from this came. So let me tell you, it's a very basic question based upon Bayes theorem from probability. If you just read the basics of Bayes theorem from probability, you would be able to do this. Trust me. It's a simple question. It's a simple question from Bayes theorem from probability. If you do this, you would be able to do it pretty fast. Completely doable question based upon basic Bayes theorem. So there is another doable question that we have with us. So let's move ahead. अगले question पे आते हैं. A pest control person uses a particular machine for his job. It moves along the circumference of a circular hall of radius 49 meters in 148 minutes to finish the pest control. So there is a circular hall, right? He says the radius is 49. So pest control machine moves along the circumference of the circle. इसका circumference कितना होगा? 2 into pi into r. So 14 into 22, 14 2s are 28, 28 plus 2, 308. So ultimately it covers 308 meters in 148 minutes. This is what the question is saying. ठीक है? How many minutes more will it take him to move along the perimeter of a hexagon of 54 meters? A perimeter of a hexagon of 54 meters would be 54 into 6, right? Which is 30 and 24, 324. So if 308 meters is done in 148 minutes, so in what time 324 meters would be done? This is what the question is. Okay. There must be some mistake then. It moves along the circumference of a circular hall of radius 49 meters in 148 minutes to finish the pest control. How many minutes more will it take him to move? How many minutes more? I'm sorry guys. How many minutes more? So 308 meters takes 148 minutes. So 324 meters will take how many minutes more? That is the question. So how many meters more it is this? 16 meters. So if 308 meters takes 148 minutes, 16 meters will take how many minutes? This into 16 by 308, and this would be our answer. Let's see if we can cancel out something. 4 4s are 16. तो यहाँ से आ जाएगा 4 7s are 28 and 4 4s are 74 से cancel out हो रहा है 2 पे. 4 7s are 28. Oh sorry, 4 7s are. और 77 से it is cancelling out at slightly less than 2. So my answer should be slightly less than 8. That is 7.69. So this is another doable question for us. Okay, got it? This was again a question which is based upon simple geometry rules, nothing else. Geometry ke perimeter. So now Siddharth is saying I am naturally weak at quant. He is saying that, and not only Siddharth, I mean many people have this problem that we are not very good at quant, so what do? See, these questions do not require any specific kind of knowledge. Don't you know the perimeter of circle? You know this. Question says perimeter of the circle is covered in 148 minutes. You understand this. He says do the perimeter of a hexagon. What is the perimeter of a hexagon? We know this, right? So 54 meters के हिसाब से वो निकाल लिया. Now it is like that unitary method. 308 meters is done in 148 minutes. So 324 meters would be done in what time? That is the question which we have to do. Does it make the question difficult? I do not think so. I hope you got my point here. Okay. So that needs a bit of practice, Siddharth. Do last year some papers, you will get to do that as well. Oh, though it's a question of set theory, must be doable, but looks very long. At least I know that even while reading this, it is going to take 3-4 minutes. I'm not going to do this right now. Let's forget it. Simple, small question. Let's try this. Ramesh and Sohan start walking away from each other from a point P at an angle of 120 degrees. So one guy is running in this direction, one is running in this direction at an angle of 120 degrees. Ramesh walks at 3 while Sohan walks at 4. So ये 3 की स्पीड से जा रहा है, ये 4 की स्पीड से जा रहा है. What is the distance between them after 90 minutes? So in 90 minutes, how much Ramesh would have covered? And how much that other guy would have covered? Sohan would have covered. 90 minutes में this person would cover 4.5. 90 minutes में this person would cover 6. After at that time he says what is the distance between them, that is this. It is a simple question based upon cosine rule, right? You know cosine rule? Cos 120 degrees, this will be 6 square plus 4.5 square minus, let us call it x, that is x square divided by 2 into 6 into 4.5. 2 into 6 into 4.5. Rather, I would say that forget about 4.5. 90 minutes वाले को बाद में देख लेंगे. Can't we initially do this? That one would be a multiple of 3, one would be a multiple of 4, the other would be x. नीचे 2 into 3 into 4. So now cos 120 is equal to how much? Cos 120 is equal to cos 60 as well. So cos 60 is how much, guys? I mean cos 60 will be 1 by 2. And I think minus 1 by 2. Cos 60 is minus 1 by 2. So cross multiply कर देते हैं. This gives me 3 square plus 4 square is 5 square 25 minus x square is equal to minus 12. So x square is equal to 13. So x is root 13. So I know that the third side is root 13. But I have to multiply it by 1.5 as well. So root 13 को 1.5 से कर दीजिए multiply. The options are closed, that's a problem. Otherwise, the question is not difficult. It's a slightly calculative question, but not a difficult question. So I will skip this question. You might take it doable or not. That's completely up to you. I'm putting a star on it, whether you want to consider it as doable or not. So it became slightly difficult because of this calculation at the end. And possibly many of us do not know about the cos theta ka formula, this cos rule, cosine rule. If you don't know this, you can skip it. Okay. Let's move forward. A chord AB of length 24 centimeter is drawn in a circle of radius 13. Radius is 13. This is 24. I know that this is going to be 12. 12 means this is equal to 5. Pythagorean triplet, guys. Find the area of the shaded portion APB. He is asking you for the area of the segment. Can there be a question easier than this? You know how to find out the area of the sector. You can easily calculate that. And minus area of triangle, half of base into height. Right? Sorry, this is 24. So can there be a question easier than this? We have the radius, we have everything with us. We can easily calculate this. And this angle, that's the only problem. He has already given it in the form of pi by 360 degrees. So just use that. Nothing else is to be done. Right? By that you will get the answer. Nothing else is to be done. And he has already written this as x. Okay. This is already given to us. Right? It is given as x radians. So we all know that 1 degree is how many radians. So just use that and you will get the answer. So this is another doable question that we have during the exam, guys. Okay. Directly based upon sector of a circle minus area of the triangle, and the figures are also given so easy to us. Radius is 13 and this is 12. Automatically that comes out to be 5. So area of the triangle can so easily be calculated. You have to subtract it from area of the sector. That is also given in terms of x, the angle. Just calculate and you will get the answer. Okay, so the unusual gyan, okay, whatever your name is, how many easy questions can we expect? We'll see that at the end of this session, that how many easy are there. Let's move forward. Two tangents are drawn from point A. So this on the circle with center O. Actually, I'm not very comfortable with geometry. So once I see a difficult figure, I tend to leave it. But let's just find it out. With center at O touching the circle at point Q and T respectively. So I know this angle is 90. I know this angle is 90. इतना मैं जान रहा हूँ. Another tangent AB भी touch कर रहा है, touches the circle at points S. तो ये भी 90 है, ये भी 90 है. Angle QPT is 55. Find the angle AOB. Okay, so we have to figure out this complete angle. That what is this angle? For that we need this angle, right? Because ये तो 90 पता ही है, तो ये पता लग जाएगा. तो ये तो दोनों इक्वल होते हैं. सो ये पता लगेगा इससे और ये पता लग जाएंगे इससे. I mean, I can find out this complete angle, guys. This complete angle I can figure out. This is nothing but 90. Let's leave it. नहीं कर रहे हैं, lengthy बनेगा, छोड़ देते हैं, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Coordinates of a triangle are ABC. Find the equation of the median AD. Okay. See, A is given to us as 1,5. AD is the median, so D must be the midpoint of BC, right? So what will be D? Midpoint के तो हम जानते हैं आराम से. Midpoint is 0 minus 2 by 2 is minus 1 and 3 minus 4 by 1 is minus 1 by 2. These are the coordinates of D. If I have 2 points, how do we write the equation of that line? I mean, should I ask about it? We all know y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Can there be an easier question? A is there, D is there. You just have to put them and you have to get the answer. Definitely doable question. Who says it is not a doable question? Definitely doable. Must do it. 8 to 9 question. Good attempt for quant unusual gyan. I always see that in every time we are attempting the QA section, we find it out that actually a good attempt is 11, 12 because you are able to do that. Otherwise, the cutoffs are only 3, 4 cutoffs. This year the cutoff was 4. We have already found at least 8, 9 doable questions in this paper. Sankalp, the cutoffs are somewhere around 2, 3, 4. The cutoffs are very low in IIFT exams. Don't worry about that. The Drizzle Private Limited, a squash company, has 2 cans of juice. The first can 25% water, rest is fruit pulp. The second contains 50% water, rest is fruit pulp. How much juice should be mixed from each of the containers so as to get 12 liters of juice, such that the ratio of water to fruit pulp is 3:8. Again, guys, the first container has 25% water, rest fruit pulp. So can I say water is to pulp is 1:3, 25% and 75%. Second container, water is to pulp is 1:1, 50% water, 50% fruit pulp. And we have to make water is to pulp 3:5. And this total should be 12 liters. I mean, what can be easier than this, guys? I mean, in every question you can say that I am saying this, but actually a basic level question on what? This is simple question on alligation. Nothing else is there. You can use percentages, you can use ratios, completely up to you. First में water 25% है, second में water 50% है, finally मुझे 37.5% चाहिए. What is the ratio? 12.5 is to 12.5. So we have to put them equal, which means 6 liters, 6 liter. What can be easier than this? Extremely easy question. Simply doable. Simple question based upon allegation. Nothing else is to be done in this question. Rahul, actually it was given in that question that one person was moving at a speed of 3, one was moving at a speed of 4. So I just took for 1 hour कि 3 और 4 ही ले लेते हैं, 1 hour दोनों चले हैं, उससे root 13 आया, but actually they ran for 1.5 hours. So whatever finally came out, we multiplied by 1.5. Hi Saurabh. So we have already went past around 42 minutes. I'm going a bit out of the limit, but at least we have already seen so many doable questions in this paper, right? An overhead tank which supplies water to a settlement is filled by 3 bore wells. First 2 bore wells operating together fill the tank in the same time as taken by the third bore well. The second bore well fills the tank 10 hours faster than the first one and 8 hours slower than the third one. the time required by the third bore well. See, these questions are always easy. The second bore well fills the tank 10 hours faster than first. So if first fills in, let's say, x hours, second fills it in x minus 8 hours. Sorry, x minus 10. 10 hours faster. And 8 hours slower than the third one. So third one would be filling it x plus 8 hours. And he says first two bore wells operating together fill the tank in the same time as the third. So 1 by x plus 1 by x minus 10 is 1 by x plus 8. It's the simple equation that you have to solve. And then you will get the answer. The question is asking about x plus 8. Isn't it doable? Yes, it is doable. Okay. Move forward. Clearing cutoff is not a difficult task. Yes, Devansh, absolutely clear. So इसमें आपका स्कोर अच्छा आ जाना चाहिए इसके अंदर easily. So these were all the questions, guys, that I want to discuss. And again, if you count doables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, छोड़ देते हैं, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 doable questions we have already find out of around 20 questions, guys, right? 13 doable questions. Just think of it. Cutoff was somewhere around 4 in this year. Total cutoff was around 35, 36. Every year we are finding it out that in IIFT QA section, cutoff say takriban 3 times you can score in this section. So why don't you score it? Just find out the easier ones and do it, guys. Okay, guys, so we are running this scheme right now, Umeed Ki Jeet, in which you will be getting 20% off flat and 40% extra if you are taking super subscription. You have to use this code. I have already told you about super subscription many a times. In super subscription, basically you get access to all the batches and all the material of MBA entrance exams. These are some of the courses that we are running right now. Okay, and these are the special prices which we have currently on the super subscriptions. These are 3 durations for which you can have it. 3 months, 12 months or 8 months. This is our fantastic faculty team that you can see, their percentiles, and all these people are extremely experienced as well. So that's all, guys, from my side. Thank you very much. Let's meet tomorrow again for the next session, in which we will be talking about QA of 2016 paper. So that will be the 4th session, right? I hope all these sessions are extremely useful for you. I hope they'll increase your score in the actual exam, which is the basic purpose. So if you like it, guys, please like the session as well. Share it with the other people so that they can also take a benefit of it. And that's all from my side. Thank you very much. Good night. Any question that I have? सर आपका स्ट्रेटजी अप्लाई किया और क्वांट में 12 अटेम्प्ट कर पाया, 9 गॉट करेक्ट. जस्ट वरीड. दैट्स वेरी गुड, सुचेतन. दैट्स अ वेरी गुड स्कोर, right? About LR as well, we'll be discussing in the next week. I'm bringing a series of 5 sessions in the next one as well. So don't worry about that. Yeah, I know, yes, Mittal, exam pressure is different. So you can just increase a bit or decrease a bit in this. Devansh, I'll be taking in the next week.